Good morning, everyone. Students, this is chapter number 7, Sources of Business Finance, and we have discussed certain points like owners' equity, and we have discussed equity shares, preference shares, and retained earning in the previous classes. And today we are going to discuss about ADR and GDR. Okay. So this is GDR, ADR and IDR. This is also another source of finance which comes under the owner's equity. Okay, these are also like shares. Fine. So before moving ahead to the details, I would like to introduce what is this GDR, ADR and IDR. So this will be very easy for you to understand the things. Okay. GDR is globally depository receipts, ADR is American depository receipts, and IDR is Indian depository receipts. Okay, so what are its purpose and how does this work? The gist of this topic I'm explaining first. Okay, so this GDR and ADR, these are like shares. Okay, as we get the share, but here we are collecting the funds internationally. These things are taking place between two nations. Okay, so here this is globally depository receipts other than America, and ADR is American depository receipts. It works only for America, and GDR works for rest of the companies. And here the purpose to issue is that when Indian companies, okay, Indian companies like Wipro, Reliance, ICI, okay, these companies, when these companies want to raise the funds from foreigners, okay, from rest of the countries in the world, globally depository receipts, right? So this works. Okay, so GDR works where Indian companies want to raise the fund from outside of their own country other than America. Okay, but other than America. All right, and these works through a mediators are called the depositories. Okay, these depositories, they work as a mediator between the companies and the investors. Fine. So is that clear? GDR and ADR, uh, these are related in the context of the Indian company. When Indian company wants to raise the fund uh, outside of India, okay, I mean the investors who belongs to another country, GDR uh, throughout the world except America, and ADR specially for America. All right. Now IDR, Indian depository receipts. This is vice versa. Okay. When foreign companies, they want to raise the fund, they want to raise the capital from Indian market, right? From you and me. Okay. So they issues the IDR, Indian depository receipts, and this also works like the shares. They give the dividends and all that. Okay. The detail we will discuss here. Fine. So the foreign companies, they want to have the money finance from the Indian market, from the Indian people, from you and me. Then they issue the IDR, and of course this also works through the mediators. I'm sorry. And these mediators are called depositories. Is that clear, students? The basic introduction. Okay. GDR and ADR, here the Indian companies collect the money from other countries, and IDR, these are the foreign companies which collects the fund from the Indian market. Fine. So let's discuss in detail. Depository receipts are issued by an international bank, okay, called depositories. When the local currency shares of a company are delivered to it, such depository receipts denominated in the US dollar are called GDRs. All right, students. Why we have decided the US dollars, I mean the denominations of the share? Because Indian companies are getting money from others. So those people, I mean the foreigners, they have their currency in the dollars, right? Or the like bonds and all. Okay. So we are collecting it in their currency. Fine. So in the Indian context, a GDR is an instrument issued abroad by an Indian company to raise funds in same foreign currency. Right, students? I hope it is clear. Indian companies are issuing that to abroad, fine, to raise the fund in their foreign currency. GDR can be listed and traded on a stock exchange of any foreign country other than America. अमेरिका में नहीं होनी चाहिए, एंड एट द रेस्ट ऑफ द प्लेस एनीवेयर द कंपनी कैन बी लिस्टेड. It is a negotiable instrument and can be traded freely like another security. Negotiable instruments means transferable, you can transfer it. A holder of GDR can at any time convert it into the number of shares it represents and get dividend. All right, students, these are the basic things. I mean, these are working as a share. Okay, more or less these are the shares. Fine. So whenever they want, I mean, this is the liquid one, and if they want their money, so they can get it converted. So it's telling a holder of GDR can at any time convert into the number of shares it represents and get dividend. See, one GDR. So one GDR, I mean, we call it share certificate. Okay, in our country we call it a share certificate. Suppose you have applied for 1,000 share and you are being allotted 1,000 shares by the company, so you get one certificate. It's not that you will get the 1,000 certificates from the company. No, one certificate, and this will be containing that you are the holder or shareholder of these 1,000 shares of such and such company. Okay, so in the same way they are telling, if you have one GDR, so this GDR is containing the number of shares. So they are telling that if you want, you can get it converted, this GDR, in the shares, and you can get its dividend. Fine. Now many Indian companies such as Infosys, Reliance, Wipro and ICICI have raised money through issue of GDR. So these companies, they have raised the funds from the international market through this. Okay, now what is American depository receipts? This is also absolutely same like GDR. The difference is that much. This is in the context of the America only. So the depository receipts issued by a company in the USA, okay, are known as American depository receipts. So an ADR is similar to GDR except that it can be issued only to American citizens and can be listed and traded on a stock exchange of USA only. All right. So American depository receipts are always quoted in US dollars. Fine. Denominations are in US dollar. The depositors get dividend directly from the Indian companies in rupee and issue dividend checks to the holder of ADR in dollars. Try to understand the concept, students, and be on the basic thing. The basic point is कि these are issued by the Indian company, right? Indian company issue कर रही है. आप शेयर इशू करते हैं तो आपको क्या मिलता है? पैसा मिलता है. ठीक है, तो इंडियन कंपनीज आर इशूइंग द शेयर्स on the name of, like we call that GDR and ADR here. Okay, and they get the money, they get the finance, they get the capital from outside of the India. I mean from the foreign countries, I mean foreign investors, they get money. ठीक है, clear है. Now the turn comes to declare the dividend. अब इंडियन कंपनी जो डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर करेगी वो रुपीज में करेगी या उनकी करेंसी में करेगी? ऑफ कोर्स अपनी करेंसी में. ठीक है. So the Indian companies where they have invested money like Wipro, Reliance, ICICI, so they declare the dividend in their own currency, and the depositors I have called you, these are the mediators. Fine. So these depositors, they are converting it in their own currency. They have accepted it from the Indian company in the rupees, and they are paying to the investors, foreign investors, in their currency. Is that clear, students? Now procedure for issue of ADR. क्या procedure है इसका? First of all, the shares are issued by a known US company, say Indian company. Is that clear? कि Indian company is issuing that to US intermediary known as depositors. Okay, तो किसको issue? Indian company. See students, directly the investors are not in touch of this Indian company. Depositors are there, right? So these are the investors. Okay, I can say this is Indian company. Fine. Investors, and these are the depositors. Fine. They are the mediators. So Indian company issue it to them, and then they further deal with these one, right? So depositors are the mediators. So it is telling, first of all, the shares are issued by known US company, जो कि Indian company है, to US intermediators. Okay, जो intermediators हैं जिन्हें हम depositors कहते हैं, उनको issue करते हैं. Now the shares are registered in the name of depositors. Depositors अपने नाम पे share register कर लेते हैं. Who appoints another intermediators? आपको पता है when the business is done, तो so many, I mean the chain is there of the people. So they depositors, they also appoint another intermediators which deal with the investors directly, known as custodian, for keeping the physical possession of such shares. Okay, these depositors further they appoint their intermediators and we call them custodian, means जो physically shares को अपने possession में रखते हैं and then they deal with the investors. Now the depositors issue ADRs to American citizen. Okay, depositors यानी ADRs ये क्या करते हैं, American citizens से डील करते हैं, which certifies that shares of Indian company are held by the depositors custodian, जो ये सर्टिफाई करते हैं कि इंडियन कंपनी इंडियन कंपनी के शेयर्स उनके कस्टोडियन यानी कि उनके द्वारा अपॉइंटेड जो इंटरमीडिएटर्स हैं उनके पास हैं. ठीक है. Dividend on such shares, notices and reports about the Indian company are received by the depositors. Okay, I have told you they are the intermediators. Now the Indian company is declaring the dividend, so these people are keeping the dividend and further they are giving it to the intermediators like custodian, and these custodians are providing the dividend to the investors directly. Right, students? So in fact, when we do the work practically, the things are more clear, but theoretically I think this much is sufficient. Okay, fine, students. So dividends are declared through the intermediators and then custodian and reaches to the investors directly. And here it is telling dividend is received by the depositors in the home currency of the share issuing company, like rupee we can say, while depository pays the dividend in dollar to the ADR holder. I have already explained, students, this concept. Indian company when it declares the share, so definitely this will pay in rupees, क्योंकि इनके पास rupees हैं. rupees में देंगे किनको, depositors को. depositors they will convert this, they will get it converted and they will give it to custodian कह लीजिए, या ये direct देंगे, जो भी इनका internal matter होगा. We are not very much concerned about this. So these depositors through the custodian, they provide the dividend to the investors, but in their US dollar or whatever the currency they deals in. All right, students, इनकी जो local currency होगी उसमें इनको dividend मिलेगा, जबकि Indian company rupees में दे रही है. They are the mediators, they get it converted and they provide them in the converted currency. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now the things will be more clear if we see the differences between GDR and ADR. Okay, it's very simple, related to the rest of the company in the world other than America. So listing, GDRs can be listed in stock exchange other than America. अमेरिका के अलावा कहीं भी ये listed हो सकती हैं, and ADRs can be listed in American stock exchange only. All right. Liquidity, GDR market is an institutional market with lower liquidity. Here we find less liquidity rather than this ADR. ADRs are more liquid, means immediately you can get it converted into shares or cash. Now stringency means rigidity. GDR's issues are less stringent, means less rigid, means flexibility is there. And ADR's issues are governed by American law and are more stringent, means more rigid. Fine. Last one is shareholders value. Here the GDR enhances shareholders value less than ADR. Okay, and ADR enhances shareholders value more than the GDR. Here the shareholders are having more value, here they are having less value simply. I hope the basics are clear, students. Now we will talk about the IDR, Indian Depository Receipts. I have introduced this. This is the thing where foreign company want to have money from Indian market. Okay, and again this works through our depositories, intermediators, mediators के through काम करता है. So IDRs allow investors in India, okay, to invest in the foreign company. Means this is for us. Okay, here we can deal, we can buy the shares of another company. Understand the logic, students. Okay, what am I telling? See, Indian Depository Receipts, बाहर वाली कंपनी, फॉरेन कंपनीज जब इंडियन मार्केट से पैसा लेके जाएगी तो वो पैसा कौन देगा? हम देंगे. किस तरह से देंगे? व्हेन वी परचेज द शेयर ऑफ दोज कंपनीज, अपनी इंडियन कंपनी के शेयर परचेज करते हैं, then the money is in the country only. But when you are purchasing the share of foreign company, so we have the share certificates, we will get the dividend, but right now we are paying money. हम investment कर रहे हैं बाहर की country में, बाहर वाली companies में. Okay, and किस चीज़ में हम पे कर रहे हैं? ऑफ कोर्स हम रुपीज़ में देंगे, मीडिएटर्स हैं, दे विल कन्वर्ट इट, एंड इन द सेम वे व्हेन दीज कंपनीज डिक्लेयर द डिविडेंड, सो दे पे द डिविडेंड इन देयर ओन करेंसी, बट वी वांट इन रुपी, सो द मीडिएटर्स विल गेट इट कन्वर्टेड एंड विल पे टू अस. ओके, so I'm reading it for you. IDRs allow investors in India to invest in foreign company, including multinational companies. IDRs are like GDR and ADRs, okay, but these are issued by a foreign company, okay, for raising funds from the Indian market. Is that clear? But these are issued by the foreign company for raising funds. Okay, fine, we have done. IDRs are denominated in Indian rupees and issued by our domestic Indian depositories. Is that clear, students? See, what is the purpose of these foreign company? To raise funds from Indian market. अगर वो डॉलर्स में बात करेंगे तो I don't have, okay, I don't understand, the common man doesn't understand the valuation and all that. So their denomination of the shares means जो शेयर की वैल्यू वो डिसाइड करते हैं वो इंडियन रुपी में करते हैं कि the value of one share is 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, or what. Okay, understood? Because they want to have money from me, so I have only rupees and I can understand the rupees, so they keep the denomination in the Indian currency. Now, features of IDR. What are the features, I mean the specialities? So it's telling that IDRs are issued by foreign company in order to raise fund from the Indian market. This is the same story which I have already explained, but let's see. Second one, IDRs can be listed on any Indian stock exchange and are freely transferable. Students, how this works? The companies which are taking money from me, so they have to get it listed on the Indian stock exchange, and our Indian company who are raising funds from the foreign company through the GDR and ADR, तो GDR के लिए अपनी जो इंडियन कंपनी थी उसको जो बाहर वाली कंट्रीज में जहाँ से वो पैसा ले रहे हैं वहाँ पे कहीं भी other than America, anywhere this could be listed at their stock exchange. And regarding the ADR, Indian company, they have to get themselves listed only at American stock exchange. Is that clear? So the foreign company which wants to take money from my Indian market, from me and you, so they have to be listed at the Indian stock exchange. Okay, now next, IDR are denominated in Indian rupee. We have discussed. A single IDR can represent more than one share, such as one IDR is equal to 10 share. We have already discussed, students, okay, as the share certificate is containing 1000 shares which was purchased by me. So in the same way, this IDR, one IDR can contain 10 shares or more than this, right? Any number of share it can contain. And IDR holders is entitled to rights similar to an equity shareholder. IDR holder कौन है students? You and me, because IDR बाहर वाली कंपनी जो इशू कर रही है, तो आपने परचेज किए हैं, आपने इन्वेस्ट किया है वहाँ, मैंने किया है, so we are the IDR holder, okay, and can represent more than this one, entitled to rights similar to an equity share like voting, dividend, etc. So these are like shares. Instead of my Indian company, I have invested in the foreign company and I have the same right like voting and getting the dividend. In any case, rights and obligations of IDR holders should be specified in the deposit agreement, and what are rest of the terms and condition and things that will be mentioned on that depositories. Okay, certificate में mention होगा. Now parties involved in IDR issue, they are talking about this. Which parties are involved? 3 parties we know, right? That we, investors, okay, foreign company who is issuing, and depositors, mediators. ठीक है, so let's talk. The first one is issuer. Issuer कौन है? जिसने issue किया, foreign company. So in an IDR, issuer is a foreign company which wishes to raise funds from the Indian market, जो कि Indian market से फंड लेना चाह रहे हैं. फॉरेन कंपनीज इशू शेयर्स टू एन इंडियन डिपॉजिटरी. वो क्या करते हैं? फॉरेन कंपनीज आपके पास और मेरे पास नहीं आती डायरेक्टली, दे आर कॉन्टेक्टिंग द मीडिएटर्स. ओके, सो दे आर contacting the Indian depositories. And in India we have two depository. The first one is your National Security Depository Limited, NSDL. ठीक है, तो ये हमारे mediator है between us and the foreign company. So which would in turn issue depository receipts to investors in India, right? So first they issue to the depositors, right? These are NSDL, and they issue to us, means we can purchase from NSDL. The issuer company intending to issue IDRs should have paid up capital and free reserves of at least $100 million. Okay, so they are telling about their paid up capital and their reserves and all that. So these kind of term next year you will study, let it be. Now next one is overseas custodian. Okay, we have talked in the previous topic that investors, foreign company, depositors, and then one custodian, right? The further intermediators they decide. ठीक है, so overseas custodian और उनका जो वो कौन है, intermediators कौन है? The actual shares underlying the IDRs would be held by an overseas custodian, which shall authorize the Indian depository to issue the IDR, right? So further these custodians, they are dealing with us while providing the shares, dividends, so and so. Now next one is approval for shares of IDRs. IDR issue will require approval from SEBI, and application can be made for this purpose 90 days before the issue opening date. Students, it's telling that approval for issue of IDR. It's not that the foreign company is coming directly and issuing the share. So it has to be, we have just told that these have to be listed on the Indian Stock Exchange, and they need the approval from stock exchange that they want to have the funds from Indian market. बिना permission के कोई भी हमारे country से पैसा नहीं ले जा सकता, and the same thing like from their country side, I mean the vice versa. Okay, so 90 days before the issue of the opening they have to apply for this. Okay, SEBI के यहाँ application लगानी होगी. Next one is Indian investors, the another party, you and me. So these are the intending investors who want to invest in foreign companies. See, if I want to purchase the share from these companies, if you want to invest your money in the foreign company, so we are the Indian investors. All right, I hope it is clear. Now what advantages? See here, the advantages can be to the Indian investors, and of course the advantages will be to the foreigners also. So first we will talk about the Indian. It provides an additional investment opportunity for Indian investors for overseas investment. Well, students, here you have a limited, of course we have so many companies, not limited, but still we can say that there is a limit that we have an Indian company only to invest the money. If I'm not satisfied with the performance of the Indian company, then I have another broad market which is available outside of India. So that way I can be satisfied, and if I want, I can invest my money outside of the country. So that's good for the Indian citizen, Indian investor. Now it provides a new product to the Indian stock market. The same thing, students, it is an enhanced part of this. Indian Stock Exchange is having the companies listed here, the Indian companies only. So it is getting one more product, right? The stock market is having another product, means any foreign company is also applying to be listed on the stock exchange, and also we are also getting chance to have the share of that company. Fine. Next one is it reduces the risk of Indian investors who want to take their money abroad on their own. See, those people who want to take their money from India to some other country, so this is one of the media to take your money without any problem to another country, as you have invested your shares in another country. Fine. So these were the benefits to the Indian. Now the benefits to the foreigners. So it provides listing facility to foreign companies, since foreign companies are not allowed to list on Indian equity market. See, although directly if somebody want to do the business and come in the India, so they are not allowed, but if they simply want to raise the fund from an Indian market, so this is the opportunity for the foreign company to get themselves listed on the Indian Stock Exchange. Next is it provides popularity to the issuing companies. Well, the another company, the foreign company gets the popularity in India, right? That will be very popular, that this company is going to launch its share in the India. Next one, it satisfies the capital need of the foreign company. And of course, this is very beneficial to the foreign company if they are not satisfying their this finance requirement in their own country. So that is very good for them. They have the opportunity to get the fund from the Indian market also. All right. So that's all in the ADR, GDR and IDR. I hope it is very clear to you. Let's move to the next topic. This is your borrowed fund. Well, borrowed fund. Here we have, see, two kinds of funds we have studied: honors fund and borrowed fund. Honors fund was, this is for the sake of revision, honors fund was containing equity shares, preference shares, retained earning, GDR, ADR and IDR, right? These points we have discussed. Well, if one company is arranging the fund from all these sources which we have talked, so these are called the honors fund, right? Honor means shareholders. They became the shareholder. They are the shareholder of the company. And now, if company wants to raise the fund from some other sources, so these are called the borrowed fund. Like you can take loan from the bank, you can issue the debenture in the market, public deposits can be there, okay, and short-term loans you can have, and intercorporate deposits can be there, trade credits can be there, commercial papers can be there. So let's talk about all these things in detail one by one. So borrowed fund refer to the funds raised through loans. I tell you in brief, students, when you issue the borrowed fund, so that is mandatory for the company to pay the interest on all that, okay, all these things where you are taking loan from somebody, from the outsiders, so you have to pay the interest on all that. All right, here we used to pay the dividend on the honors fund, but on borrowed fund you have to pay the interest, and that's mandatory for the company. Either you have profits or losses, you have to pay, right? They don't bother about your losses, but you have to pay. And these are helpful in saving the tax, which we have already done in the previous class. So these are the debentures and bonds: loan from financial institutions, loan from commercial banks, public deposits, trade credit and intercorporate deposits. So let's talk about the debenture, students. Well, debenture is an important debt, and this is acknowledgement of the debt. Debt means the loan which you have taken from the public, okay, and they are your creditors. If you take loan from somebody, right, तो वो कौन है, आपके creditors हो जाते हैं. And debenture is a certificate, right? This acknowledges the debt that you have taken loan from the people, right? You have acquired this money from the not acquired, you have taken money from the public, okay? So it is a kind of a certificate. It certifies that you have taken loan from the public. And debentures can be issued by a company only, all right? And of course this will be a public company, and it also has to advertise the things, and the same procedure almost which any company is having for the issue of shares. So debenture is an important debt instrument for raising long-term finance. Debenture holders are the creditors of a company. Therefore, debenture capital may be called debt capital. A debenture is a document or certificate issued by the company under its seal acknowledging the debt due to holder at given terms and conditions. It's also an undertaking to repay the specified sum with interest to its holders. Holders of debenture certificates is called debenture holder. They carry a fixed rate of interest. Well, a few things, students. See, debentures will be redeemed in the lifetime of the company. Okay, one thing. Second, the time when we issue the debenture, so the repayment date is mentioned on this, means what time this will be paid back, this money will be paid back, and we call this procedure as a redemption of debenture. And at the time of issue we decide the rate of interest, and that is prefixed with the name of debenture. You will not in the real world you will not find the word only debenture. You will find 9% debenture, 15% debenture, 7% debenture. So this means this is the percentage of interest which we will be paying to the debenture holder as a interest. All right, for example, they have taken so and so. Now I hope it is clear. When company issues the debenture, so the people who apply for the debentures and are allotted, they are called the debenture holders, right? They are the creditors, and they get the fixed rate of interest on this, and they will be paid during the lifetime of the company, means redeemed, right? And the fixed time period it has mentioned on the debentures. All right, now what are the merits to issue that? Appeal to cautious investors. See, it's very good for those people who are very conservative and they are very cautious, they don't want to take risk, they believe in the fixed earning. So either company is in profit or loss, there is a fixed percentage on your investment. Okay, so you get your fixed return as interest. Second one, control. Well, company can keep the control over the company, because when company gets the finance through debentures, so it is not liquidating its control, it is not liquidating its ownership. Fine, डिबेंचर होल्डर्स आर नॉट द ऑनर, दे आर द क्रेडिटर्स. तो कंट्रोल किन के पास रहेगा? कंपनी के पास ही रहेगा, शेयर होल्डर्स के पास रहेगा. इकोनॉमिकल सोर्स. The cost of raising funds through debentures is less as compared to the cost of preference and equity share, as interest payable on debenture is a tax deductible expense. Two things are there. One, that they incur less cost at the time of issue of the debenture, okay, rather than this equity and preference share. Second thing, interest. Okay, interest payable on debenture is a tax saving system. We have discussed कि टैक्स कैलकुलेट करने से पहले आप इंटरेस्ट देते हैं, तो यू कैन सेव द टैक्स. नेक्स्ट ऑल्सो वी हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड हियर ओनली, इट्स अ टैक्स सेविंग डिवाइस. Next one is suitable during stable earning. Well, students, the company who have the stable earning, okay, not very much fluctuating, so this is suitable for them, and they are sure about that they have at least this much profit, so easily they can give the interest on the debenture without any problem. Now, flexibility. There is a flexibility in case of debenture. Debentures provide financial flexibility as they can be redeemed when the company has surplus funds. It minimizes the risk of overcapitalization. We have studied in the previous class at the time of retained earning, the overcapitalizations problems are there, and if you have issued the shares, so you can't redeem the shares. But this doesn't happen at the time of debentures easily. When you have some if you find more capital in the company, overcapitalization is there, so you can redeem the debentures, fine, and you can control the overcapitalization situation. So these were the merits to the company, merits of the debenture, you can say. Now, limitations. What are the drawbacks to issue the debenture? Fixed obligation. There is a greater risk for a company when there is no earning. So when your company's financial position is not good, it's not giving the good return, not good profit, that time it is very problematic situation for the company, because there is a fixed obligation, fixed interest you have to pay, either your company is in loss or profit. Okay, now charges on assets. Students, most of the time your debentures, when you issue the debentures, so these are called the secured loan. Secured loan means you have to keep your assets as a mortgage with the debenture holder. Okay, means suppose in case company is not giving profit, it is in loss, and it's not having, the situation comes of the insolvency, fine, so that time debenture holders feel themselves very secure, because they have a right over they have a possession over their assets, and first the assets will be sold in the market and then they can realize their amount, fine. So there is a charge on assets, and that's a negative position from company's point of view. It's good for the debenture holder but not good from company's point of view. Next is reduction in credibility. We have discussed, students, if you have your own money, own property, then your credit worthiness increases, your goodwill increases in the market. But if you don't have your own house, so you don't have that reputation. If you are working, you are managing your business with the loan finance, जो कैपिटल आपने उधार ले रखी है, जो पैसा उधार ले रखा है, उससे बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, सो यू डोंट हैव दैट मच रेपुटेशन एज यू गेन द रेपुटेशन थ्रू योर शेयर्स. ओके, ऑनर्स फंड में ज़्यादा रेपुटेशन है, बोरोड में कम. नाउ, नो वोटिंग राइट्स. ऑफ कोर्स दे डोंट हैव अ वोटिंग राइट. Debenture holders have no voting right in the management of company, therefore they remain as at the mercy of the shareholder. Whatever the decisions will be taken by the shareholder, they have to manage with that. And repayment obligations. The redeemable debentures have to be paid back on the specified date, even if the company is facing difficulty. Again, the drawback from company's side, fine, if company is going to be overcapitalized, so company can redeem the debenture. This is one of the positive point. This is always comparable, students. So in the advantages we have taken that point, but its side effect is what? Its side effect, as at the time of issue of the debenture I have mentioned on the debenture certificate that on such and such date I'm going to repay the amount of the debentures. Okay, means I'm going to redeem the debenture. Now the date has come and the company is not having finance, so that is adverse situation for the company. Fine, because repayment obligation has come on the head of the company, and compulsorily you have to redeem, you have to arrange the funds, and then you have to pay to the debenture holder. I hope it is clear. Okay, so let's take 2 minutes to do the differences between share and debenture, although that's very easy, we have done separately in detail. So nature, shareholders are the owners fund and these are the borrowed fund. Status of holder, they are called the shareholders and they are called the debenture holders. Voting rights, shareholders have a voting right, debenture holders don't have. Control, the control of the company lies in the hands of the shareholder, but debenture holders don't have any control. Okay, now rights to return, equity shareholders have a right to get the regular return in case of the losses. No right. Okay, equity shareholders don't have any right. If the company is in the losses, so shareholders, they don't get any dividend, they don't get any share in the profit, no returns will be there. But debenture holders, they have a fixed obligation, either company is in the profit or loss, they will be getting their interest regularly. Security, well, no assets are kept as a mortgage, no security of the shares, but debenture holders are safe and secure, right? Because the assets have been kept as a mortgage. Repayment, except redeemable preference shares. Students, we will study the kind of preference shares also. Okay, we have many kind of preference shares, so only one kind of share is there, that is redeemable preference share. Redeemable preference share means which can be redeemed during the lifetime of these shares, जिनको कि आप lifetime में repay कर सकते हैं, right? Other than redeemable preference share, no other shares are redeemed during the lifetime of the company, the money is not paid back. But in case of debenture, all the debentures are redeemable during the lifetime, the money will be paid back. Okay, risk, shareholders are the primary risk bearer of the company, very risky because no surety of the dividend, and at the time of winding up also they get everything after paying to everyone, to preference shareholders, debenture holders and everyone. Fine, first they pay to the debenture holder, then turn comes of the preference shares, then equity share in the last. And debenture holders, there is a minimum risk in case of debentures. Returns, shareholder get return in the form of dividend, and here they get in form of interest. Convertibility, shares can't be converted into debenture. Students, later on you will study shares, as you invest in the share, so these will be remain as a share. But if you get the debentures, you are a debenture holder, so later on that can be converted into shares also. Fine. Now nature of return, dividend on shares is an appropriation of profits, and here interest on debenture is a charged against profit. It's telling that nature of return, return क्या मिलता है यहाँ पे? डिविडेंड, और यहाँ पे रिटर्न क्या है? इंटरेस्ट. तो इस डिविडेंड एंड इंटरेस्ट का क्या नेचर है, उसको आगे अकाउंटेंसी में आप पढ़ेंगे नेक्स्ट ईयर कि उनका किस तरह का फंडामेंटल है, नेचर है काम करने का. सो हेयर द प्रॉफिट्स, जो डिविडेंड मिलता है शेयर होल्डर्स को, उसको हम कहते हैं एप्रोप्रिएशंस ऑफ प्रॉफिट. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस एप्रोप्रिएशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट? दिस विल टेक अनदर 10 minutes to discuss, so later on you have to understand this much only. Dividends are the appropriation of profit. Appropriation means I have to tell, means आपके पास जब प्रॉफिट होते हैं तो प्रॉफिट में से जिस तरह से आप उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं तो वो होता है एप्रोप्रिएशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट. इन द शॉर्ट आई हैव टोल्ड यू, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड charge on the profit. Charge on the profit means it is compulsorily you have to pay out of the profit. ये compulsory नहीं था profit में से pay करना, so appropriation of profit, and here it is compulsory to pay out of the profit, so we call it charge on the profit, कि profit पे एक तरह का charge है, आपको pay करना ही है, क्या? Interest. All right students, so here we have done all the differences between shares and debentures. And next is your public deposit, which we will be taking in our next class. So by the time Keep learning, and please students, learn it on the daily basis, otherwise things will be messed. Once again I'm reminding you. And prepare your notes right in time and send it on the WhatsApp. And I'm requesting all the students, only a few students are posting the homework, that's not good in your part. Okay, so please complete your work. Keep learning. Thank you.